Hello YouTube, today is Wednesday, May 7th, 2014, and this is going to be a very special video. I want to introduce you all to my weight loss surgery partner in crime and also my husband Kevin. Today is his 2-year surgiversary. Yeah.
And hi, my name is Kevin, and you know this lady from all her YouTube videos, and I'm kind of I'm a bit kind of envious that she does all of them, and I'm kind of doing a bit of the regret of not documenting my journey pre-op and post-op, but no, I've been having fun with it, and I kind of thought to myself I didn't really want to see videos of myself. Just seeing the pictures of myself in the past, I kind of get a little grossed out by it, and I just don't recognize. I don't see myself ever being. I look at a picture of myself and I'm like, that can never have been me. There's no way that was me at one point in my life, but it was. So I guess to give you a little bit of a background and catch up with me and my journey. Okay, of course, growing up as a kid, I was a fat, chunky kid, and graduating or going through high school, I was a large kid. Graduating, I was pushing almost 300 pounds. I did use my weight as my advantage. I played sports in high school. I played football.
What was your nickname?
Lunchbox.
What do I call you now?
Snack pack.
Uh-huh.
So to give you kind of an idea weight-wise, on my varsity football team that year, my senior year, weight-wise, I was the heaviest kid at 250 pounds. Not the fastest kid, but my weight helped me push the guys on the line. So once I graduated, now if you haven't known or haven't heard, I met Jennifer when she was 15 and I was 17. She was a sophomore.
Cradle robber.
And I was a senior. So when I graduated, I waited for 2 years for Jennifer to graduate. In the meantime, I worked jobs that paid what bills I had at the time. For the 2 years, I still lived with my parents, and waiting for Jennifer. Once Jennifer graduated, we moved out, and again, I still had jobs that paid the bills, and that was about it. What money we had paid for the junk food that we ate.
Well, to be fair, that's all we could afford.
Yeah, I was getting to that. We bought what we could afford on very little money, and that ended up being like top ramen, chips.
Rice.
Yeah, a lot of rice. We ate a lot of rice.
Yeah.
Chips, just stuff.
Dollar menu.
Yeah, living off the dollar menu. Anything that we could do just to, live, survive. Yeah. So yeah, we did all that. We survived on crap, and to this day, I will never understand why it's cheaper to buy junk food than it is to buy healthy food. I never understood why. I mean, it is somehow that's things that makes the world go around, and it's unfortunate. But so yeah, we did that, and as jobs got better and money got better, things got a little better, and food-wise, and we were able to do better on our food choices at some points. We even tried dieting, all kinds of diets you can think of under the sun. Our biggest one was Jenny Craig. We did Jenny Craig with results, but they don't teach you anything. They said, here's your prepackaged meal, just volumize it with fruits and vegetables.
Right. I mean, in the beginning, of course, with the prepackaged meals, they don't teach anything. I mean, you could do that on your own with lean cuisines, really. It's when you hit a goal and you're in maintenance is when they're supposed to start teaching you. Well, who in the hell gets to maintenance on Jenny Craig is what I want to know. You just don't.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you want to kind of have a bit of an example, I mean, Christy Alley, how many times have we seen her on the commercials for Jenny Craig? You know, she does well. I'll give her props for it. She does very well.
I'm sure she's got a lot of personal trainers helping her too.
Yeah, and whatever the means. But you know, life gets in the way, and you know, you settle back into old habits.
Like anything, it's just a diet. It's, you know, it's yo-yo. You do well on a diet. You get excited, you go off it, and you go back to your old habits because you don't learn nothing. And when you go back to your old habits, you end up gaining the weight back and then some. And we've all been there.
Yeah, I mean, and we, like I said, we bought what we could afford and to live off of. And when we were on diets, we did well. We lost weight, but diets don't exist when you go on vacation. You go to a vacation, you end up indulging, so you get back into the bad habits. Financials for us was we'd do good on a diet, then something costly would come up, and then we have to go back to what we could afford.
Yeah.
So we played that game for quite a while. So that was our probably early 20s, mid 20s era. Then I was fortunate enough to, you know, better myself in some more jobs. I got a job that
a career.
Well, it started off as a job that led into a career. So now we're doing a lot better, and I have a coworker that I have to thanks for bringing the gastric bypass to my attention, and I brought this to Jennifer's attention, what, 5 years ago?
Yeah, and I was totally against it.
Yeah.
I was at first. That was my initial reaction, is no way am I going to have surgery to lose weight. I am too young. I can do this. Wow. I really wish that I would have listened to him then and had it done sooner, because the life that we've been living since, I can't imagine what we missed out on all those years.
But to say this, I'm glad that we waited, because the way they did it back then was the full cut open, to where now our Kaiser program does the laparoscopic, so we only have the minimum scars instead of having to all the way up and down.
And that's through the bariatric program we went through. They did an open RNY Gastric Bypass. It's just 5 or 6 years ago now is when they started doing laparoscopic. So yeah, I agree with you. I'd rather have had a laparoscopic procedure than open, of course. I think everybody is in agreement with that, because there's so many more risks that go along with having an open procedure for any procedure.
Yep. So let's catch up to speed here with myself. May 7th, 2012 is the day I went under the knife. At surgery date, let's see, the bariatric program that we went through at Kaiser, we went through a basically 1 year plus a few extra months program that basically helped us to learn and to reprogram the minds for this. We studied. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I owe Jennifer a lot, because she did a lot of homework. She did a lot of research beforehand. We watched a lot of shows on the procedures, and then we watched a couple of shows that had the loose skin surgeries, and there was the one show about the loose skin almost scared her right out of the surgery. She's like, "Oh," I'm like, well, that's, you know, someone a little more. That was someone who was a little more older, and she didn't have the skin back, you know, rebound like we are having. Everyone's different. But it almost scared her out of the surgery, and we were almost to the point where she had the meeting with the surgeon.
Second thoughts. I did. That close to it, I had some severe second thoughts. But from what I've been witnessing over these last few years, that is the most normal reaction that everyone goes through. Everyone has second thoughts, and even a lot of people have regret after having surgery, and then the weight starts coming off, and then day-to-day life kicks in, and it becomes just a part of life, and there's no regret after that. I mean,
so we got I mean, I'm sure y'all know Jennifer took 15 months.
Yeah, it was 15 months from when I started the bariatric program to my surgery date.
And it took me 17 months till surgery date. And like I said, Jennifer did a lot of the homework and research, and she's like, "You need to watch this, you need to do this." And I'm like, whatever. Whatever.
I had started researching about 2 years before we went into our bariatric program, because you brought it back to my attention again after the initial time, and it's like, okay, let's look into it even more. And I discovered the YouTube community. That was one of the first things, and actually the first person that I discovered was Faith KP, which is hilarious because she ended up being a local person and babysat our godson. So small world. But everyone in the community has been so helpful, and you know, I truly wish I would have started videos as a pre-op. I thought about it and I chickened out. My suggestion to you, if you're pre-op, don't be a chicken like me. Just do it, because at this stage you'll want those videos to look back on.
But there's always the pictures too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So yeah, May 7th, 2012 is the day my life.
We're going on 12 minutes, just to let you know.
Whatever.
May 7th.
2012 is the day that I was given a tool for weight loss. I had RNY Gastric Bypass, and I can't stress this enough, a tool to better my life. From May 7th, 2012 to May 7th, 2013 was my honeymoon phase. And in that time, I had to relearn how to eat, which was great. In that time period, I lost 190 pounds. My heaviest weight ranged between 360 to 370 pounds. Now going for the year of the bariatric program, I ended up losing 50 pounds before surgery. Just by doing some simple things, or actually by Jennifer doing the simple things for us, by changing our plates, and till this day we still eat off baby spoons and forks.
Oh yeah. And small plates, small spoons, small forks, everything.
Smaller bowls. I mean,
I may have switched all this out, but he did the work. You did. You did.
So I lost 50 pounds before surgery. In my honeymoon phase, I lost 190. What my biggest success is from May 7th, 2013 till today is my 1 year maintenance phase. And
yeah, give me 5 for that one. That's awesome.
In that maintenance phase, I've been able to maintain my weight in the 170s. I had a scare, and some people might say, well, that's not a scare, but my number actually hit 180. I had an uptick in my weight. It scared me, because not only when we go out into stores or whatnot, and if I find a mirror, I'm a mirror whore. I go, ooh,
big
look,
time.
I found a mirror. And I stand there.
Hello. Oh yeah,
and
you pose.
I get my Vogue on, you know.
It's really quite embarrassing.
So I don't care. I mean, I'm looking at someone who I never ever.
No, tell them what you say. How you doing?
So anyway, so I'm a mirror whore. In that 1 year of honeymoon phase, I became a scale whore. I weighed myself every single day.
Multiple times.
The reason for that was I was in shock, because I was actually seeing something work. The weight, come off, plateau. That happens. Be patient with the plateau.
That's when you look back on your non-scale victory list and say, oh hell, I'm doing that now.
Yes.
Doing that now. That's the cool part.
Don't let the scale number rule you.
Yeah.
Plateau will happen once. I believe it's the body has basically gone in shock because of the rapid weight loss, and it's trying to hold on desperately to what it has been accustomed to for so many years. Once that plateau breaks, the weight comes off, and you're right back into it. Be prepared because there might be more plateaus. So, 190 pounds lost. I was a scale whore. I'm a mirror whore now. In my 1 year maintenance phase this year, this is my 1 year maintenance phase, I've been able to keep my weight in the 170s, which it's astounding to myself. I mean, but like I said, I had the one scare. I went back to my notes and what worked best for me. Now I have the weight coming back off. My weigh-in this morning, my goal is to weigh Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I didn't weigh in Monday because I didn't want to get out of bed because the alarm goes off at 3 a.m. But I got up and weighed him this morning, and my weight is 176.
Oh, so, heck yeah.
So I'm pretty proud about the maintenance phase, 1 year maintenance phase. Tomorrow starts year 2 of maintenance phase, which I will rock it. I mean, I'm living a new life because of a tool that these doctors have perfected. Now, to be just to be blunt honest with you all, in this 1 year maintenance phase, I'm a human. Have I had things that might be deemed by others you shouldn't be having? Yes. Okay, and I'll give you an example. I am an apple fritter addict. That's all I can say, apple fritter addict. Post-op, in my weight, in my heaviest weight, I would probably eat...
Pre-op.
Yeah, pre-op.
Yeah.
I would have probably ate 3 of them to get the sugar high.
Holy, really?
Oh, apple fritter, man.
Oh.
Okay, now in my new life, I will buy 1 apple fritter. I get a craving. I honestly, I'll have a craving. I'll buy 1. But what's different now is I cut that 1 into 4ths, or I might do 6ths, whatever I can do. And I'll have 1 slice a day. And once that is gone, that kills the craving, and I am good. So
everything in moderation, though. Right?
Moderation, and you are human. Allow yourself to live.
But be aware of what you're taking in.
Yes.
Moderation means once in a while.
Yes.
Not a daily habit.
This apple fritter craving comes on once a month, or maybe once every other month.
Yeah.
There's been other things. The nice thing about when we go out to dinner now is the large majority, actually probably 95% of the time, Jennifer and I order 1 meal and we split it.
There's that 5% where I just want to order something that you don't like.
Yeah.
So we do that, and then we have tons of leftovers.
I agree with that. We will do that, and I'll have lunches for 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
So once you have mastered your honeymoon phase and you've got everything dialed in, your first year of maintenance phase, you're going to want to be tempted to add things in. Just try it.
Yeah.
If it doesn't agree with you, don't.
I regret adding in too many carbs at first.
Yeah. But, and it's moderation. Again, key is moderation.
Yeah.
You're human. Things will happen. It's okay. I'm saying it's because it's okay for me. I mean, I've done it, and I've tested some waters. Some of them were not good. Some of them were okay. But yeah, I've been astounded that people have approached Jennifer and I'm completely grateful that people approach us to say, hey, we've seen you guys, we've seen your pictures and whatnot. You guys, I mean, somebody actually coined the phrase, the darlings, what was it?
The darlings of weight loss surgery, of the WLS. Is that our nickname now? The darlings of the WLS?
And I appreciate it, and I have a lot
we love it.
we have a lot of people say, well, we're inspirations. That one, I didn't plan out to be an inspiration. I planned out to get rid of all my medical issues. To give you a little background on that: sleep apnea, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, borderline diabetic, borderline hypertension. I was dying. In my eyes, I was dying. in my 20s. And the first night I went in for my very first sleep apnea test, when they test fitted the mask on me, I looked at it and I was like, and I took a picture and I sent it to her. I said, "This is not me. I cannot do this." For me, fortunately, that first test, they said, "Oh, you don't have sleep apnea." I'm like, score. Fast forward to the Kaiser's bariatric program. Even though I had a piece of paper that says I do not have it, they rescheduled me to have another sleep apnea test. You have sleep apnea.
That was years later and more weight that was put on, so of course
that's true.
That played a big factor, but guess who doesn't have any of that now?
No, according to Jennifer, then this is how the severity of it was. She would have to sleep with wax earplugs.
I went through so many earplugs trying to figure out what would work.
Because I snored so loud pre-sleep apnea machine.
Yeah.
So to give you that kind of, now I've been told by Jennifer, I haven't been retested, and I currently don't want to, but she says I hardly snore, and if I do, it's very light. So, yay me.
Yay me.
No longer have to take the high blood pressure, high cholesterol pills, which is, that in itself is great. And then when I have my blood pressure tested at the hospital or doctor's office, I'm in shock when it's like 9. I mean, it might sound low, but it's like 90 over 70 or 100 or whatever. And I'm like, is that normal? So that's the nurse will say that's excellent. I mean, I've never heard excellent before when I had my blood pressure tested. So that in itself is great. The stuff that Jennifer and I have done, I'm sure you know or have seen or whatnot, hiking, marathons, getting out, not being couch potatoes. Wow, if you'd have told me a few years ago that I'd be in a 10K going from Dismal Beach over in Washington, crossing over the Astoria Bridge, and into Astoria as it's the Great Columbia River crossing, 10K, 6.2 miles, 6.3 miles.
6.2.
I laughed at you. I did it. We did it. I mean, it was, the weather was perfect. The views were great. Since then, I've done the Shamrock Run. I'm sure you all seen me in my kilt. I'm very proud of that. I look great in a kilt. I never wanted a kilt when I was a big guy because I did not want to look ridiculous. I felt like I was going to look ridiculous. So
any event that we go to, he takes full advantage of wearing a kilt. So the 2015 WLSFA meet and greet, there has got to be a reason to wear a kilt. Just saying.
Well, whatever. Anyway. But I enjoy wearing them in my runs or hikes or marathons because air conditioning. How about that? So anyway, I'm wearing things that I never thought I would. So I guess I'm being told that it's running a little long.
Yeah, so we're going into 23 minutes. This is kind of a long video.
So I'm sorry for being a little lengthy, but basically this is our new life. I succeeded in my honeymoon phase, and I've rocked my first year of maintenance, and I'm going to continue that. So anybody who is thinking about having the RNY or maybe even the sleeve or the
there's a multitude of
I mean
weight loss surgery. How about that? A blanketed.
All I can stress is please do your research. Please do your homework. You will benefit greatly from all
Be a part of a support group. Get your support team established, and get your mind ready for the surgery because they do the surgery on your stomach, not your head. Yep. You need to get your head in order and get yourself in the game before the surgery's done.
Get the ducks in a row because it'll be. I've always lived by work smarter, not harder. And if you live by that like I do, things will be easy. I do it at work, my job is easy. I do it here, I do it with her, easy.
Are you saying I'm easy?
But that's what makes us work. You know? Anyway.
Oh.
So Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to shoot some questions because we.
You want to do a Q&A video?
Wow.
Oh, Kevin wants to answer your questions.
Well, whatever. I don't mind. I've been. I mean, when coworkers of mine have found out what I did, I've been bombarded, which I have exhausted myself trying to answer every single question that people have come to me with. I'm like, well, what did you do? What is it? I mean, hundreds of questions.
Okay, honey. Let's wrap it up.
See you on the flip side.
Bye, guys. Thank you for watching.